Being the spirit animal for Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson, Fergie as she is frequently known. Prince Andrew and Fergie. What is Prince Andrew's spiritual animal? The sea otter. Happiness. Be the master of playful living. Release expectations and enjoy every day. Let worry go. Instead, choose love. Surrender to the waves. Your good destiny of love is sure. Well. I think maybe he followed his his spirit animal a little bit too closely. He was maybe he did release the expectations when he walked in the Central Park with Jeffrey Epstein. He was a master of playful living. Now, I'm not saying that he did anything wrong, and that's not at all the energy of this card. But he was known as Randy Andy. He was known as the Playboy Prince. So he did enjoy his earlier life, and he gave in to pleasures, and he did what he felt was to be, he followed the path of, let's just use this line, he let go of worry, and instead chose perhaps temporary love, surrendered to the waves. He just went with whatever was going. But look, there's a big dark cloud in the background there. He was perhaps too playful, and was not sufficiently. It says release expectations. He did what he wanted, and that last interview that really killed his reputation. He thought, or he expected, that he could carry the day and convince people that he had done nothing wrong, and whether he did or he didn't, I'm not getting here that he did anything wrong, but his life was hedonistic. That's what's coming up there. And in this childhood card, let it come forth. Give yourself permission to feel it. So this is an interesting card. Again, perhaps he's taken this a little bit too literally. Perhaps when he was a child, he didn't have permission to display his feelings. He didn't have permission to talk out, to speak out, to let people know who he really was inside. I think his childhood was very controlled and very perhaps even isolated. So when he became an adult, he was then more of a wild child than he should have been. So this is an interesting card for him from his childhood. I'm just going to pause and quickly grab the book for this one. Okay, let it come forth. This talks about things that happen in childhood or in life that you might not have been able to process. If you've pulled this card, then it might mean that there's repressed emotions. Repressed emotions can subconsciously fuel many of our behaviors and interactions within the world. And it can be beneficial to explore this. So maybe he had repressed emotions from something that happened earlier in his life. Ask yourself if there's anything that needs to be spoken aloud and released. Well, he spoke aloud, but unfortunately he didn't come across as very trustworthy or believable in that interview. I saw part of that interview, and it came across as arrogant and out of touch with the world. So maybe the thing that he needs to let it come forth and get perspective on and be released is how he behaved in that interview, and the disdain that he showed for essentially victims of human trafficking. That was one of the things I think that really didn't sit well with viewers of that episode. So maybe that's what he needs to bring that up. He needs to deal with that and then let it go, and maybe make amends in some way. I'm not sure. That's for him. All right, this is Sarah Ferguson, the Lion, Higher Calling. You have within you the courage you need. Let go of the past. Again, let go of your past. Reclaim your majesty. Ooh, does that mean she's going to remarry Andrew? Because majesty is very much a royal thing. You will find success and contentment with those by your side. Well, she has found contentment with Prince Andrew, even though they're divorced. They still live together. So, and she is fairly successful because she goes to all these glitzy, glamorous con festivals and openings of things. So, make noble choices for your life and your tribe. So she's very much the matriarch. She's the one who has been the example for Princess Beatrice and Eugenie to follow. So that's an interesting card for her. And even though her and Andrew's marriage ended in a divorce, she never once said a bad word against the royal family. So that's a very, very interesting. She never complained. She never said she was a victim. She never said the royal family did anything mean to her. She never blamed them. So that is an energy and an attitude that is very noble, and that's something that Meghan and Harry could certainly learn from. And now we've got one more card for her, so please like this video if you do, and subscribe if you haven't. And her inner child card is listen. Your inner child has something to say. And so she's gone through dark times with cancer, and maybe this is a time for her to reflect, time for her to do some inner child work, to work out and find perhaps some things that she had wounded, inner child wounds. And now's a time, especially having faced cancer again, for her just to, and she's probably been doing it, reflecting on your life, because nothing makes you reflect on your life like a potentially fatal disease. So I get that she's very intuitive and she's very in touch with the need to reflect on her life and her choices and her childhood. So sending you love and blessings.